Hey, what's up guys? I'm going to install a backup camera to this 04 Mustang, and I was looking on YouTube over the weekend trying to find videos on people who have done it before, and all the videos that are on there aren't specific to this car, and they weren't really good. So anyway, I decided to do my own, and I got this this particular unit on Amazon. It's called AutoVox car rear view system, and I've already purchased one of these before, and I put it in my Dodge truck, so I've gotten used to backup cameras. I have a 2016 GT, and so I've gotten so used to them that this 04, whenever I drive it and it doesn't have the backup camera, it kind of drives me nuts. So I decided to go ahead and put one in. So I just thought I'd kind of open up the box, let you see what's in there. And they got a little bit of a manual. It's not really thorough, but kind of gives you an idea. It doesn't. Every car is going to be different as far as running the cables and stuff, and I think that this is going to be kind of a challenge on this Mustang because of the way it is wired. It's going to be wired. It has to be wired to the reverse lights, and the way this trunk opens up, it has a license plate mounting system, and so there's all kinds of different cameras that you can get, reverse cameras. Some of them are wireless, and I'm not really comfortable with wireless because I just think it would be prone to losing connection. So I like this wire option, and I like how it has just one thin wire that you have to run with these connectors. So it's a single wire that you have to run from the rear view mirror to the back, and it comes with a whole new rear view mirror. So you're just replacing your rear view mirror in your vehicle. So anyway, we're gonna have, that's probably the first thing I'm gonna do is get the rear view mirror off this and get this rear view mirror installed, and then we'll start trying to run it through the trim, the headliner and the trim, back to the back of the car, and then we'll work on the wiring. So anyway, that's that. There's the camera, and this particular system has this bracket that mounts on the top of the license plate. I'm not going to finish this video tonight. I just thought I'd unbox all this stuff and have you take a look at it. And this is all your wiring. And when I installed this on my truck, it had plenty of length in the cables to get from the back to the front. So I shouldn't have a problem with this Mustang since it is shorter. This rear view mirror is a little bit different to get off because it's held on by a spring clip instead of an Allen screw, and you just undo the Allen screw and then it slides right off. But this one's not like that. It's got a spring clip on it. So can't remember ever taking one of them off. But anyway, I'm going to start by getting that rear view mirror off, and then we can get started trying to run the cable to the back. And like I said, the reason I'm doing this video because I looked up on YouTube and there wasn't anything specific to this body style of Mustang. So I said, well, looks like I'm going to be doing my own video as I install this. So you guys might have better ideas on how to install it, but I'm just going to show you how I'm going to do it. And also, they give you a trim tool, which that's cool because you're going to need that. Okay, yeah, this is a couple days later. That night when I started this video, it started raining, so I couldn't do anything because I have to do everything in the driveway. But to start, I'm going to have to get this rear view mirror off of here. So okay, yeah, so it came off there, and you can see there's a You can see on this mirror that there's a little notch right here, and I just put the screwdriver in there and just kind of pried on it, and it came right off there. So we got that off there, and this kit that I got comes with several different adapters, but we're going to see if the mirror will just slip on there just the way this is if you put it in a different kind of vehicle, but it does slide right on there. So I'm going to be using this bracket, and now I got to try and fish this wire all the way through here and down through here and back into the trunk. So I'm going to start by pulling this off, this trim right here, and it should just pop off there. Just like that, and that's off there. You can see there's already a wire had been fished through here, so I'm going to be running this wire to this camera right next to this one. So I'm going to fish this through here. I like this kit because it's got this one single wire that you run all the way to the back. I got to plug in the rest of the wire into this connection right here, and then I can start running it through here and start working my way to the back. And it goes on only one way, so there's no other way to put it on, so you just push it together. Now I'm going to start running this wire, and these liners, they have enough room to where you can just kind of shove it up in there. I want this wire to go straight from the mirror up there, so it'll look nice and neat. So I'm going to run this wire right along this existing wire here. I don't know what that goes to, but I'm going to run it right along there. And so I'm going to get me some small zip ties and attach it to this wire right here. Try and make this nice and neat. Okay, it's got this rubber seal that goes along the window, and I'm gonna peel this back and run that wire down along the dash here, and then I'll have to loosen up some more trim over here on this side. Okay, now I'm gonna pop this trim piece off here. Use a trim tool to get it started. And it just pops off there. But right now I got to get this wire back behind this rubber here, and that back behind this trim here. I might have to loosen this up too. And that's what it looks like. Pop rivet. It's holding that in place, so now I'm going to try and pull that out of there. Just like that. So now I can run that wire down through here. Okay, I got it stuffed back behind this rubber, this window seal. Now we can just run this wire down through underneath the carpet. Okay, I'm going to put this plastic piece of trim back on. I took a little strip of black tape to hold that wire over so it doesn't get in the way of these holes. You have these pins right here that have to line up, and so I didn't want that wire to get in the way and get pinched. I'll put that pop rivet back in there. Okay, that's done. Okay, the next thing I got to do is I got to take this back seat out so I can run that wire up underneath here. And to do that, you just lift up on the seat just a little bit, and there's a button in there right about in the center of the seat, and you're going to push that, and then that kind of just lifts up the back seat. Real easy to remove. Find that button here. And then we can remove the seat. Now I can run that wire up underneath here and get back into the back of the trunk. So anyway, I'm going to run this wire, continue running the wire. I'm going to shove it underneath this trim. I'm going to have to take this trim completely out. Should be able to just shove it in there. I don't know why they didn't shove those stereo wires underneath there, but I'm going to do it. Okay, we should be able to get into the trunk area now. I'm just going to grab it behind the seat here. Okay, the wires are in the trunk. Let's see what happened. Okay, now I'm going to put these trim pieces back on that I took off, and it just pops on just like that. Now I'm going to put this piece back up in the door. Just got to get those tabs lined up and then just pop it on there. Okay, now that I got the wire ran from the front of the car, from the rearview mirror into the trunk, I got to install this camera. And this camera, this particular kit comes with a camera that mounts to your license plate. So, and it's going to go right there. And I did this on my truck, as I put this bracket behind the license plate because I don't like the looks of this bracket. So I put it behind the license plate. So. And I'm going to have to drill a hole up in here, unfortunately, to get this wire back into the trunk. And this kit here, this connector right here is really nice and small, and so it's not going to take a very big hole. So I'm going to find a drill bit that's just slightly bigger than that and drill a hole up in here, and we can get that into the trunk. And then it's just going to be all about getting this wire ran through there neatly so it doesn't look like a mess in the trunk, because I don't like my trunk being a mess. Well, it seems like every single time I go to install something, especially something aftermarket, the problem I just ran into is this license plate is mounted with 2 screws right here, but the holes up here are large rectangular holes with no threads. So this is what I come up with. Now these things are made to go like in sheetrock and stuff like that in your house, but it's a toggle screw, and you can close it up like that and put it in a large hole, and then it opens up inside there so that you can tighten things down. So even though this isn't made for a car, and if you go to install one of these cameras in your 99 through 04 Mustang, maybe you'll come up with a better idea than mine, but this is what I'm going to use to go ahead and mount that camera. So but first I got to drill a hole so I can get that wire up into the trunk, and I'm going to just drill it right up in here. Okay, I've got me a drill bit that's just slightly larger than that connector, and so I'm going to go ahead and drill that hole. Okay, I want to make sure that that connector for this camera will fit through that hole. And it does, so I just need to get it fished in there into the trunk, and then we can go from there and get this bracket secured. Okay, camera's secure, wires ran into the trunk. So the next step is to route the wire and make it look nice and neat, and then we're gonna have to pop this tail light out and find the reverse light wire and connect to that and find a good ground, and we should have a backup camera. Okay, looks like I'm finishing this project at night, so getting started again here. This is the last leg of the project. This is the wire that's from the camera right here, and I'm going to just take it and just route it right along this cable right here and use some snap ties to hold it in place, and just follow this cable all the way down, and then I'm going to go from there. Okay, so what I've done here is I've you can see the wires right there, and from the backup camera, and I just ran it along this line with use snap ties all the way down and back into the trunk. So it's just kind of hanging there right now. So working on getting this wire here routed along the back edge of where the back seats are. And I have an aftermarket sound system. Originally this had the Mach 1000 sound system in it, but it quit working a long time ago. So I've got to get this sub out of the way. So I got to remove a couple bolts right here to get out of my way, because I'm gonna have to get this tail light out to get to the reverse light wires to wire this thing up. So I'm gonna get that out of my way, and then see if we can't get this thing wired up and give it a test. Okay, had to remove this doodad right here, and it went right here to hold this back, this part right here. So you just take this out, lay this back, and I got several 7/16 nuts that I have to remove to get this tail light out. Okay, this is where the tail light's out, and I'm going to show you what I've done. Get some better light on it. Okay, this is the camera wire going right through here, and I've drilled a hole through here to get the wire. I tried to go through this grommet right here, and I couldn't get that thing to open up far enough to get the wire through there, so I drilled a hole right here, and then I drilled a small hole right there, and then I sanded it to the metal around here, because that's where I'm going to ground it. And so here's the camera wire right here. This is the positive, and it's labeled positive 12 volt, and then this is the ground, and then it's labeled ground. And so this ground, I'm going to just go ahead and put a screw in it right there, and then this is the reverse light right here. There's only 2 wires, and they're labeled right on there, so I don't even have to test it with a voltmeter to see which one's the hot one. But you gotta put the red wire on the positive, and this is a red with a red stripe, black with a red stripe, and then this one's just black, and it says right on the bulb socket, major, minor, and ground. So I know that this wire is ground, and major is the hot wire. So now I'm going to use a splice connector to make the connection into the positive here. Okay, these splicers are pretty simple to use. Splicer looks like this, and this came in the kit, but you can get these at the auto store. So that's what it looks like. And you just stick the wire in there like this. And you're going to take a pair of pliers and mash that piece of metal down, and that piece of metal cuts through both wires to make the connection. So that metal has sliced through both of those wires, and will make your connection. And you fold this over to lock it closed, and that keeps it from opening back up. Just like that. Okay, so we've made that connection. Now I'm going to take this other wire and I'm going to put a screw in this right there, and then I can go in the car and test it, see if the camera's working. Just like that. Now, this is my final connection right here. So this is the wire that came through, that I ran from the front, from the rear view mirror. This one right here, and this is coming from the tail light that I just now wired. It's got kind of this box on there, and it can only go on one way. So I'm going to plug that in. Now I'm going to go in the vehicle, turn the key on, and put it in reverse, see if the camera works. There's the rear view mirror. Now I'm going to put it in reverse. And there's the image. So now I have a backup camera in this 04 Mustang, which is going to be great and awesome. So all I got to do is get that tail light bolted up and finish tucking those wires in and put my speaker back, and I'll be done with this project. Anyway, there it is. That's how I went about putting this camera in. And this kit is found on Amazon, and I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check it out. This camera is a little bit more expensive than some. You can get cameras as low as $20. I went with the wired type that you have to run a wire all the way through, because I think they're more dependable. And so anyway, if this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.